Um, More than ever, I've faced a lot of friction and adversity with just like how I feel. Not even like some people might say, "Oh, something happened to you." Oh, that's true adversity. Sometimes it could just be something your dad said to you that morning that really just like keeps ringing in your head, and you can't get away with it because you're stuck in the house for a little while. You're just like, "What the hell? Why did he even think to say that?" Like, oh, why did he even think to say that? But a lot of just like friction, truly is the only thing I call it, friction. Like, and that friction like really brought me to some points where I was really wanting to just quit the whole creative mob thing, the whole thing. Like, a lot of times I was just sitting there like, bro, this ain't even doing nothing right now. Like, niggas is hungry. Niggas is hungry. Like, what is this gonna do? Like, how am I gonna eat off this? Same questions that people was asking me, but like when I answer them, it's like with some type of, it feels like delusional when I answer them. Like, oh, I'll find a way. Like, it literally is just how it is. With photography, I just did it for so long and got so good at it that it just happens that I happen to start getting paid clients. I just happen to start getting that. It just happened because I was naturally, not even naturally, because I don't think photography is something you can naturally be good at outside of having an eye for it. You cannot be good at photography. You have to actually learn the skills in the camera. You have to switch your camera mode to manual and pick up from there. That's not something you just, you know what I'm saying? That's not talent. That's a skill. So, with all my skills I've been building for so long, with clothes, with photography, with art in general, anything creative, it's just been like, I feel like I have sunken cost fallacy damn near, where it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 18. Of course, I could turn around tomorrow and be like, going to the military to have that be my main source of income, and be like, oh, that little blip of creativity and artistic passion in life doesn't even matter because I'm doing this now. I feel like I could just turn around and do anything else. I feel like I could turn around and become an accountant because I'm really good with numbers. I feel like I could turn around and become like some type of investor or real estate agent or something like that. I could definitely pick up my life and do something else. And friction keeps telling me too, but I feel like nothing other than God is telling me to keep going with the mob. Like, it can't be anything else. It truly feels like it's calling and my purpose. Like, that's all it is. So the friction becomes just noise. You know that screeching noise your tire makes when you brake? Well, some cars, not every car. It just becomes noise. You know what I'm saying? When you hop in the daily driver and your tires squeak and you used to it squeaking, you're not gonna question it as the squeaking. You're gonna keep driving. You're gonna pray that your brakes work, maybe, but you're gonna keep driving. You're gonna keep going. That's how I feel about mob, honestly. But to go deeper into like times where I almost quit, because there wasn't no like specific time where I'm like, oh shit, time to wrap this up. Well, a couple times. Um, when I was being a super like consumer based fashion type of guy, um, I was doing mob, like kinda. I was doing photography, kinda. I was doing basketball, kinda, again. And when you kinda do a lot of things, you progress over time, obviously. But it's like, like something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. So it was like, either put in this extra hour of time I have is either gonna go to photography, basketball, or content or mob. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of extra hours went into mob, content, and photography. Basketball started lacking behind. That's just how life went, twin. For real. Then content start lacking behind. Okay, we'll dip harder into the photography because that's what's paying me anyways. Then it was like, oh, mob is costing me money, but it wasn't really costing me money. Again, I don't think I'm dipping into the negatives with mob at all. I've broken even pretty much this whole time. I've just been breaking even, but not anymore. Hopefully that's what I'm trying to get to right now. But Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Most small businesses shut down after 35 years. Most small businesses shut down. So I've made it to the point to where I'm past that. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for so long, it's become part of my life. This business, part of my life. It's not something I'm gonna quit anytime soon, unless it's like I have a midlife crisis or some shit. I don't know. I don't think I'm having a midlife crisis anytime soon. If I do, it's a very short life. Um, yeah. And yeah, it just threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. Completely. I completely lost my train of thought. And then I got it back. So I was talking about why I almost quit mob one time. It was like, oh, photography's paying me. I might as well just stick to that. But it didn't make sense because I had ideas every day. Like I definitely have an idea every day, at least one idea for a new clothing item or a new graphic or a new shoot. Mob isn't even like a brand no more. Like it's evolved to a collective now. And because of that, I'm able to do a world. It's Mob's world. And that's the crazy part of it. Like I get to make a world and decorate and design it. And you know what I'm saying? If I come out with furniture one day, just know it's because I was up at 3 a.m. Like just like a couch would be super cool if I did it like this though. But what if I made a complete furniture collection out of denim? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or all the upholstery is denim. Because I have ideas like that. And it just pops into my head and then I get to drawing. And then I get to specking it out. And then I get to designing. And then I get to this. And then I get to that. And it's just like, I feel like I've been working as a creative director my whole life. I just haven't realized it. And now that I've given myself the title, it's allowed me to have much more power with that and do so much more. I feel like as a creative director, your job is to just keep the image. It's not hard to keep mob because everything is super controlled. I work super closely with all the creatives that work with mob, so it's like, oh yeah, this is mob as hell. You're killing it, dude. Keep going. And I can keep having people just come and work with me because it's like it's that easy. I have the vision. I am mob, but you're mob too, and she's mob, and he's mob, and you probably have experienced mob in your life more than you realize, but you don't know it yet because you don't know the world of mob yet. And that's what I'm introducing to folks. But I almost quit because I was gonna do photography like full time because it was like it became an identity thing. I never left the house without my camera, but I also never left the house without having a mob piece on or a piece of clothes that I really messed with in general, you know. So it was also that, you know what I'm saying? I never left the house without a mob hoodie, never left the house without a camera. These are pillars in my life. I've been on the earth for 18 years. Not that long in perspective, but for me only knowing this time frame, that's all I know. Is creative direction, is photography. So I'm basically Heidi Slimane. Big comparison mixed with Kanye. You might be thinking, what do you actually even mean by that? You don't even like skinny silhouettes. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I'm a photographer who's a fashion designer, who's a creative director, who's insane. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Heidi Slimane mixed with Kanye. I feel like that's my archetype. Because I feel like I'm gonna create a whole world and a whole wave that people fuck with for years and a career off of this. But I'm also a creative genius. And I have the confidence from my mama like Kanye. So it's like, you feel me? And I'm from Houston. So I'm a very weird mix. It feels that's also why I want to go to Atlanta. I don't know. That might happen in my life. For sure, I'm gonna be in Atlanta one time. Some shit might go down in Atlanta for me. Who knows? But I feel like I'm weird like that. I feel like I have so many different, like, oh, you can look at this part of me and be like, oh yeah, I see why he's like that. Or you can look at this part of me and be like, oh yeah, I see why he's like that. Why he designs like this. I'm saying all this to say that I would never quit mob. And the day y'all see me quit mob is because it became something that I truly never meant it for it to become. And it already is becoming something bigger than what I ever thought it could be. But if it becomes something I don't want it to be, and it's out of my control to change that, that'll probably be the day I leave. And because of this video, y'all know why. You'll be like, oh yeah, something's different in my mob that's not the same, and he's leaving for an obvious good reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll never sell the company. Like, I feel like ownership is a big thing for me. Ownership is huge for me, which is why we do everything in-house. That's why we do the videos. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We're not paying for photographers. We're not paying for videographers. We're not paying for, everything's in-house for a reason, because the vision can stay clear. Now, will it get out? Will we collaborate with other people? Of course. But there's documents and there's guidelines and there's brand voice documents sitting on my computer, shared with different people in mob that they've read it. We've had meetings. We meet together every now and then. We go over these brand documents that nobody else sees. And I would like it that way. And we just build the lore of the world, basically. And we have a specific voice. There's a mob voice. It's close to mine and how I operate, obviously, because who else am I going to reference? But it's also its own thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mob is its own entity. I'm just a part of it, but I'm also the founder. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This ties in back to my theory about creativity and it being the closest thing to being Jesus-like. As Christians, you're supposed to try and be like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Be like Jesus. We cannot, obviously, you know, we're all imperfect. Duh. But the first thing God ever did was create. So I feel as if I create, I'm being like Jesus, who is like God. And if we are creating, if we sit in our creativity and we continue to create, then we are being good Christians. If that makes sense, that ideology makes sense, and that's my way of being a good Christian, and that's why mob is so essential. That's why it's God, my family, then mob. That's why it's set up that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the big three. That's the big three. And it's that easy because it's all connected. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. And that's how I almost quit mob for photography. But if you look at my Instagram page, my photography page specifically, it's called Mob Media. So all the media that I create as Mob Media is also tied to mob. So all the photo shoots are also tied to mob. Like, if you work with mob, we're a creative entity that can help you create this type of media. That's what the photography page really is, and the mob page. The mob page is mob's page, and then the mob media page is the media that we can also create for you. I can create for you as a photographer, as a videographer. You know what I'm saying? A dream of mine is to build out a creative agency that creates, you know what I'm saying, videos and different medias and mediums, and helps other creatives, you know what I'm saying, and develops other creatives and develops world-changing art. That's a dream for mob. Honestly, the end goal for mob, in my opinion, is everybody in mob has their own different end goal, I feel like, but the end goal I have is a creative studio in a major city, a creative hub, you know, like a New York, a Milan, Paris, one of those places, a Copenhagen, wherever they have fashion week at, basically. That we have a creative studio, a big one, with all the supplies and all whatever you could possibly need to create is in this building, in this creative studio. That's what I want for mob. I want mob to have one of those creative studios where anything can be created. The limitations are your mind, literally. Like, that's what I want to create. I want to create a space where creating is inherent, it's natural, it's just what you do here. A studio. I want to create an environment just for that, and where people can develop their ideas. So yeah, having a little studio in New York would be cool, or Milan, or Paris, or Copenhagen, or any of those places. But in Houston could also be very cool. I want to turn Houston into a creative hub. That would be a crazy, monumental goal. Or like, to be a part of a movement to make a whole city a creative hub is crazy. You feel me? That's me creating jobs and livelihoods for people. You understand? That's crazy. Excuse me. I guess I have something to edit out now. I thought I was doing pretty good. I ain't like, for me just talking to the camera, I feel like I've gotten so good at it. Heck, I used to never be able to do stuff like this. Like, you gotta understand, this is not normal. Most people cannot sit on a camera. Mind you, I just did a 15-minute video before this. I'm doing another video. This is currently sitting at 18 minutes. Are you serious? But that's on how I almost quit mob. There's literally been no other times other than money, because, you know what I mean? Money ain't the motive. Don't get me wrong. Money ain't the motive. Money ain't the motive. But you see a little dollar sign pop up, a little check deposit. That's some motivation. That's a little get right in the morning. You see that hop off on a little phone notification on your phone. That's all I got to say. Money ain't the motive. It's not. But it creates access and opportunity and allows us to spend time with our families. You know what I'm saying? When you have money, you can go spend time with your family and not have to worry about going to work. You don't understand that. That's why money is important. I can actually chill. I can't chill. I literally physically cannot relax. I can't. I have to get this done. I have a mission. A purpose, you could say. It feels good to have a purpose. Reason to get up in the morning. To work. To go to school. I'll end this video before I get to yapping any longer. If you stayed this long, you watched this video, like it. Subscribe. I don't ask people to do these things in my videos enough. But I need you to do that because money. I need to spend time with my family, dude. You kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? I need to spend time with my family, dude. Are you serious? Go spend time with your family. Go drink some water. Go eat some food. I need to eat. I only had one meal today. And that was like 6 hours ago. And it's about to be 8 o'clock. Take care of yourselves. It's Wayne's World, and I'm out.